Hey, what's going on, y'all? So today I'm going to show you how to shave your head. So sometimes I know people, you start going bald. You might be afraid to try to shave your head yourself. I'll see guys and they'll try to, since they're afraid to do it themselves, they'll wait a week or two until they go to the barber shop and have the barber do it. But in the meantime, it grows in, that receding hairline grows in. Now they're looking like Carl Winslow or Uncle Phil or George Jefferson. So I'm gonna show you how to shave your own head real quick. It's pretty simple. Now, what we do, and this is like super easy. Some people do it in the shower. Some people do it, after the shower, before. It just depends. So I just take some water and just wet it up first. Just kind of wet my head first. Then what I do, I'll take, once again, we're back to the shave secret. I'll take like 2 drops, rub it in on my head real good. And then for this part, you can either use the shave soap like I've been doing, like I showed you in the other video, or you can use something like some Barbasol. You can use shave butter. Like there's a lot of things you can use, for your head. Now, the 2 areas that you're gonna really be careful about is like behind your ear and then like this very back corner. Because what'll happen is sometimes when you're shaving, if you don't go down far enough, you'll have like a little corner, like where you're supposed to have like a patch of hair in this very deep corner. So you want to make sure you're coming down far enough with the razor. Now, instead of a safety razor, I do use a cartridge razor for my head because the cartridge razor is a lot quicker. It already kind of contours to the shape, so I can just go a lot faster. Once you get used to doing it, I mean, you can do it with speed. Like I don't even need a mirror half the time. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my shaving brush and my mug, and I'm going to work up a lather from my shave soap. And then I just put it across my head, like so. All right, now, what we're gonna do for this first pass, we're gonna go with the grain. So with the grain is the direction your hair grows. So imagine if you had waves and you would take like your brush and like brush your waves. That's what we're gonna do. So this first pass, I'm just going straight with the grain. And I just do 1 pass over each area. Every so often you'll have to stop to rinse out your blade on the sides. I just go straight down, going with the grain, the first pass. And my shaving brush is kind of old now, so that's why you start to see hair coming out the shave brush. I do the same thing with the other side. And then for some people, when you're first starting out, you may need another mirror to do the back. So personally, I don't. I've been doing this long enough to where I know where to shave and stuff like that. And again, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you come down far enough to this little back corner, because you don't want to have like a little patch growing in. Because that's what'll happen after a couple of days. After a few days of you missing that back corner or like behind your ears, you start to have hair growing. So even right here, you gotta be real careful and make sure you're getting it. Now, that was pretty much the first pass. Now the second pass, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go across the grain. So I'm gonna kind of come like at an angle. I'm gonna go like straight forward. So like on the top, I would just kind of come down at an angle on the sides. And so you can see, especially on the sides, you can still hear a lot of the stubble coming out. Like I said, it's another important area. Make sure you're getting behind your ear real good. So there's not as much hair to get now since most of the hair I've already gotten. And then the back. So this is kind of a struggle area just because my hair grows thicker in the back. So sometimes it takes a couple more passes to get everything. Especially like in this kind of side region, like where my head starts to turn, when you start to get to the side of my head. When you're going from like the back of my head to the side of my head, you start to sort of miss spots. And then like the crown of my head. And then sometimes for the back of my head, I might even do an against the grain real quick, just real smooth, just to make sure I got everything. Now, I don't really get bumps on my head, so like making extra passes don't bother me as much. You might have to be more careful depending on your head. Now, so we're already done. So you see that was a lot faster than me using the safety razor or me shaving my face. I missed one spot right here in the very front near where my lining would be if I had hair still. So now what you're gonna do, you take like a cold, wet towel and just wipe your head off. So I just wipe everything off, the rest of the residue, the sudsy shaving soap, anything left over. Then what I do, I put on, you can either use something like this tan skin. You can use regular alcohol, or you can use like the green alcohol. A lot of times I like to use witch hazel afterwards. So I use the witch hazel, just put it all on my head. And then that's it. A lot of times, sometimes I might put on like some aftershave, or sometimes you can skip the witch hazel with the witch hazel and just put on aftershave. Now I do that especially when on cooler days to keep my scalp moisturized. You can also use something like tea tree oil because you still want to keep your scalp moisturized. So here it is, how to shave your head. I shave mine every day, so it really was nothing to shave. So, this is better than having to wait, 2 weeks and wait on the barber to cut it off and wait, and your hair grows in, and now like I said, you don't want to walk around with the Uncle Phil or the Carl Winslow. So here it is, like, comment, subscribe. This is how to shave your head. You got any questions or got any more tips for me, you feel free to leave a comment in the description. Thank you.